Afternoon, folks. Let's get started. We have a full agenda. So the first item is the pledge. Rise, recite the pledge, please. I
pledge
pledge.
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, next item on the agenda is approve of minutes for March 5th, April 16th, May 7th, May 21st, and June 18th, 2024. So I'd like to approve those minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Any new correspondence at this time? Okay, we have several cases of old business. The first case is DV-2024-67, Mark Richardson. That is continued to the next meeting. Is that correct? Or should we
yes.
table it?
No, it's continued to the next meeting, September 3rd.
September 3rd. Okay. So that case is continued. The next case is DV-2024-32. The applicant, John F. Steele Jr., location between 510-520 East Burdick Road, Chesterton, Pine Township. Zoning is RR, Rural Residential District. Acreage is 1.99. Request to allow existing accessory structure to be made on a parcel without a primary structure.
John Steele,
Yes.
please have a seat and present your case, name and address, and the reason you need the variance, please.
My name is John Steele.
Yeah, you can sit down, sir.
No, in the chair.
In the chair.
Sorry.
And talk in the speaker.
In the
Okay.
microphone.
Okay.
John Steele. I live at 520 East Burdick Road, Chesterton, Indiana. The reason for the variance was to allow us to have the structure prior to a primary residence or a primary structure. And the reason we chose this location was the fact that it's high ground. It's a big flood area behind us, back and behind the property. So we chose this area because it was the highest ground, less visibility behind the trees, and closer to the road for power. Because that's what we're looking for too, is a permit to get power to the building.
Okay. Is this one the building inspector went out and looked at it?
Yes.
Is this a case?
Yeah.
And the concern was it was a built property because you had no permit on that.
Right.
Correct.
Right. It's on a parcel by itself, and then Mike Haller went out to inspect it to make sure it was safe.
Yes.
It met the setbacks and everything like that. So the only issue is that it's on a parcel without a primary structure.
Right. And you do not want combined parcels.
No, sir.
Okay. Why is that? Just a concern.
Excuse me?
Why don't you want to combine the two parcels?
Just because I want to keep it separate, to be separate from off our property, the main property. Just keep it separate.
In case you want to sell it, is that?
I'm not even saying I want to sell it, but it's just
Well, where I'm heading back, if you're going to possibly sell it in the future, I'm gonna put stipulations on there that a house has to be built.
okay.
If you sell it, so really normally a house should be constructed before you have accessory structure.
Okay. Well, I'm not looking to sell at this time.
Okay.
No, that wasn't my
Yeah.
reasoning for that.
Okay. It is.
The building is for agricultural too and storage. I have bees on the property, so they're just in front of that building there. I got about 8 hives, so we wanted to keep the equipment in there instead of in my basement. You know, it's a long travel.
It'd be for personal use, not a business. Right?
Yes.
Okay. You have to sign documents state.
Yep.
Okay. I will make a motion to approve case DV-20-24-32, which is a stipulation. You sign the document, and if you ever sell the property, it has to be stipulated. You have to have a residence on that property.
Right. If I was to sell it separate,
Separate.
I could sell it all
Separate.
as a whole. Correct. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So you're approved.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Next case DB-2024-39, Caleb Oxendale, care of Dave Tiemans, with Tiemans Landscape Surveying, Krieger Administration Subdivision, 2 lots, Pleasant Township, location southwest corner of 600 South and 150 East, parcels north of Middlegate Subdivision, zone is RR, residential district, acreage is 36.20, request to allow a 112-foot by 60-foot accessory structure to be built prior to the primary structure and to be located between the primary structure and the right-of-way to be used for personal storage. Okay, sir.
Good afternoon. Dave Tiemans from Tiemans Land Surveying, 223rd Court in DeMott. I'm here representing Caleb Oxendale. He was not able to attend today. As you recall, we were here last month and we asked for the 2 variances stipulated, and then we came back after deferring to this month, relocating the barn so that it was behind primary residence. That was one of the stipulations, so we're asking to remove that condition on the application and only to be considering the accessory structure being built prior to the primary residence. And we would stipulate that the primary residence be built in 1 year, if that that would help the situation. The reason he would like to do that is he's going to be building the house. It would be very advantageous to have a structure for storage and that kind of thing while he's undergoing the construction of the residence. So that's the reason for it. And we did, if you notice, I did send a plan earlier. I don't know if you have it. So it shows the accessory structure all the way towards the back setback line. And as you can see, I mean, it's 850 feet from the road, so it's quite a ways away. So it'll be visible.
Yeah, it's a good location, I thought.
So yeah.
Is 1 year good enough to construct
Yes.
the house after the?
Yes.
Okay.
After the permit's completed on the barn, we would stipulate for 1 year for the residents.
And when will the barn be completed? Do you know?
Well, he anticipates getting started on as soon as we can get through this subdivision process.
Okay. Any questions?
Well, and obviously we'd have to put together the site plan, all that too. So I mean, it's going to be a couple more months before he's actually starting. But
okay, with that, and be used just for personal storage, not for business.
yes.
With that, I'd like to approve case DV-2024-39. You're approved.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Next cases are public hearing cases. I have to read the rules of conduct, so bear with me, folks. At public hearing before the board, the petitioner or proponent shall first present the facts and arguments in support of the case. Those who oppose the petitioner shall follow. The petitioner shall have rebuttal time at the conclusion of these opposing the petition. Those opposed shall then be allowed a total maximum of 10 minutes to rebut any new statements made by the petitioner in this rebuttal. It should be within the discretion of the board to impose any time limitation on either the petitioner or the respondent, and to limit public comment to those determined by state statute to the interested parties. Written remonstrance shall be accepted by the board, but need not to be read into the board's record. This then concludes the public hearing. To maintain orderly procedure, each side shall proceed without interruption by others. All materials presented by the petitioner and or remonstrators or supporters to the petition, including photographs, shall become property of the board and part of the record. Okay, with that, the first public hearing is DV-2024-33. Applicant is Bruce Brayman, care of Anton Sorton with Sorton Wall. Location is 392-1 South 200 West, Valparaiso, Porter Township. Zone is A1. Acreage is 1.91. Request it to allow increase in maximum height, allow for accessory structure from 20 feet to 25 feet 6 inches, and allow an increase of 64.1 square feet in maximum floor area. Allow for a proposed 36-foot by 48-foot accessory structure to be used for personal storage. Okay.
Good afternoon. You set the record well.
Yeah.
Steal my thunder. So, as you know, this is for an accessory structure, obviously just slightly over the allowed square foot size for this ag district of 64 feet. There's only one location that a structure can go on this property given the current home site, the driveway location, and that would be as you come in. It would be on the right side of the driveway, so the west side of the property. So what they're doing is they're proposing the building to go in essentially at the edge of the existing pad for the driveway where they have their current turnaround. The reason for the need for the height being so high is not only are they using this for storage, but the intent is they're going to put an indoor basketball court because the son of the owner is heavily involved in basketball. We all know where this is at. This is kind of out in the middle of where it snows and it's really bad. They want to have a court facility inside, so they need to have a minimum of 18 feet height in there for clearance for basketball, and that's what's driving then the total peak height on the roof. The nice thing about this site, Monica, are we able to switch over to my computer?
Yes.
Okay. I've got some pictures here of the site. It's a very well heavily screened site all the way around except for the driveway entrance. So I kind of wanted to walk you through here. Okay, so this is just inside the driveway looking back towards County Road. Well, we got it over there. Okay, over there. He's got a very mature row of arborvitae that are about between 12 and 15 feet in height. Those are going to continue to grow. He's got that on both sides of the property. And right now, what we're looking at here, just past this deciduous tree, again, you see the row of arborvitae continuing to the western property boundary. This is where the building would go. And his intent here is to match the color aesthetic of the existing house. And it's going to be low. It's obviously going to be well lower than the height of the existing house. So then looking directly out of his driveway, this is the lot owner directly to the north. Also, again, his property is pretty heavily screened just with his own vegetation. But we did want to kind of give you guys kind of a lay of the land in the circular drive just to show what the visual impact would be from the neighbors as they come out. This would be the hedgerow that blocks most of that structure, and in time those will actually get taller than his actual accessory structure. Have some more photos in here just for context to prove the arborvitae row continues all the way down to the county roadway to the next lot. And again, just a better perspective of looking to the south-southwest, which is adjacent to a farm property, of the screening that exists there, much of which is on his property line, which he's going to maintain. They like the privacy. So with that, the only other thing I know is my office was contacted by a property owner, North Ben Keller. He was in support of this after talking with my office to get the location, the size, and the use. He backs up to this private roadway because he's got essentially a through lot. He's got access both to the county road to the north, and his intent at some point is to connect and have a driveway off of here, and he didn't see any issue with that building impacting his use. I didn't hear from anybody else. So that's it.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
It's a public hearing. Anybody want to speak in favor of this case? In favor? Seeing none, anybody want to speak against or have any questions on this case? Seeing none, I'm going to close the public hearing. And I was wondering why it's so high.
Yeah.
You can't use this scissor trusses because
right. Then basically they can't do the court inside, so that's the main driver.
Yeah.
So otherwise they wouldn't need it that tall. Yeah.
Just guessing, I want to say that property is 600 feet off the road.
Oh yeah, I think it's actually further than that. It's just the lot to their east is 750 feet, and there's another lot that's equal depth. So they're about, I think they're close to 1,500 feet away.
15.
Yeah.
I drove down that private drive. I knew it's pretty far, and it's heavily screened.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't even see it off the county road, so I really don't see a little issue with this.
Yeah, and like I said, when you look at where the vegetation is, I mean, the farmer to the south has cleared their land up to the property boundaries, so everything that's out there, it's on his lot. They're maintaining that because that's why they make that property.
Yeah, I think across the street there's an old tall barn too.
Yeah, there's several out here. Even the guy up front, they have very tall barns, and then you have the gentleman that's the DNR officer that's got the really big barns out there that runs the pumpkin farm.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see how it's going to be a negative impact at all. The neighbors, apparently, no response to neighbors. So.
Yeah.
Any questions? And be used for personal storage only.
Yeah. So if you guys want the affidavit,
yeah.
I get the order to do that.
Okay. With that, I'd like to approve case DV-2024-33. You're approved.
All right. Thank you.
Good luck. Next case is DV-2024-42. Colette Jaselski, Cadwick, and Margaret Colross with Todd Leith with Leith Law Firm. Project is Colross replat in Edgewater Beach, lot 26 through 30. Location 1417 and 1418 Edgewater Beach Road, Valparaiso, in Center Township. Zoning is RL, Residential Lake District. Acreage is 0.3. Request to allow for a proposed replat of lots 26 through 30 in Edgewater Beach to vary from the following. First, lot 2 to allow frontage less lot width as approved with original recorded subdivision. Lot 3 to allow existing structure to remain in the front yard and a decrease in the setback requirements.
Good afternoon. My name's Todd Leith. I'm here on behalf of the petitioners in this matter. This is a request for 3 variances that is a prerequisite for an administrative subdivision. The goal at the end of the day is to allow for the Colrosses to remove one home on the several parcels that are in question today, and in its place erect a new lakefront home. Booker Construction, Dan is here with me, along with Margaret and Chad Colross, to help me answer any questions that you might have regarding our request. In order to do the tear down and new home, we have to go through some lot line adjustments to create enough space for the new home. So I've handed you, prior to the start of the hearing, 4 sheets or so. The first one is a survey drawing from Abamarsh showing the parcel reconfiguration. Now, this drawing will turn into an administrative plat, which will go through the county platting process, assuming that we receive your variances. The second page is the GIS, which I've highlighted on my handout, the parcels in question. You really can't tell from the screen that's being displayed. We've got 6 overall PIN numbers that are owned by the petitioners. And on that, on those 6 parcels, there are 3 homes. At the end of the day, we want to take those 6 PIN numbers or parcels and create 4 lots. 3 buildable lots that are building home sites, if you will, and an outlot. The outlot is on the north side of Edgewater Beach Road. The next page of my handout is color-coded, that first sheet showing the different parcels, so that I can easily describe what we're trying to accomplish. So the yellow out parcel is a non-buildable extra land, if you will. We got to do something with it, so we're calling it an outlot, but it's not really a buildable site. The next 3 parcels are on the south side of Edgewater Beach Road, and in each instance, there's a home on each one of those parcels. The red is a parcel where the home will be removed, and we will erect the new home on that area. The next slide or page is a composite photograph trying to show a panoramic of those 6 parcels and what we hope to be the 3 new parcels. Behind me, as I'm taking this photograph this morning, is the yellow on the other side of the road. So I'm standing in the roadway. The excess land, the yellow parcel, is behind me. So this is the lakefront 3 homes. The home on the right in the picture is the red parcel, if you will. That will be the home that's removed and the new home erected. No, to the right. I'm sorry. The home in the So that's the accessory building we're going to talk about.
Which homes will be?
This is the home that will be removed.
Thank you.
Yep. And then the home in the distance along the water is Colette's home today. So Colette is Margaret's mother. So this is, if you will, a family campus. That home will remain, and the home that you'll see on the left side of the photograph, which is the east side of the parcels, that home will remain as well. And those 2 homes are the other 2 lots when we get done with the administrative subdivision. So in order to comply with the Unified Development Ordinance, we need 3 variances. Lot 3 is the, let's see what color I have, lot 3. That would be the green parcel. Has the garage. That's the last picture that you see there. And that's been there for many, many years. It's been in that location for all of those years, of course. And Edgewater Beach Road is very close, and it violates the setback, of course. Yes. So the first variance is the setback. The code requires it to be 20 feet and to the rear of the home. And of course, it's not 20 feet off the road right of way, and it's in front of the existing home. These are existing conditions, and it has nothing to do with the lot in question where we're building the home. But because we're replatting all of those 6 parcels under the family ownership, we need the variance for that to allow for that accessory structure to remain. So those are the 2 variances. The garage closer to Edgewater Beach than the UDO allows, and the fact that it's in the front yard. And then the last variance is our lot number 2, and that's the oddly shaped flag lot, some folks would call it. That's the existing drive, essentially, that jog. There's easements for better access along the east side of lot 3. But we have to have frontage, of course, for that parcel. And that parcel is just under 23 feet in width, 22.72 feet, I think, is the actual surveyed distance on the right of way.
Is that the red?
That is that's the blue parcel,
Blue one.
the blue one in the middle.
Okay.
And so that parcel doesn't have the requisite frontage. Now, this is zoned residential lake, and so there is no standard for lot width. It's as per plat, and the plat in this area shows it to be 40 feet wide. So it's a variance from 40 feet, according to the plat of subdivision from the, I believe, 1920s, to a distance of 22.72 feet. That's the third and last of the variances that we need in order to, as I indicated, kind of reconfigure those 6 parcels, 6 PIN numbers owned by the family into 3 buildable or home sites. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Okay, thank you. It's a public hearing. Anybody has any question in favor or any concern in favor? Seeing none, any questions against or no? Seeing none, close the public hearing. I did receive a letter from a neighbor, Mr. Jim Down, concerned about the setback, the garage from the street. How far would that be from the edge of the garage or not?
So you can see the photograph. It's a I would say it's 3 to 4 feet from the pavement. I put in my
Oh, you're talking about the existing?
This is the existing garage.
I'm talking about new.
The new one's the new one will be set further back from the road than the existing.
That's right.
The new home will be pushed back. Now it's going to be a larger home, so it'll extend out. Maybe I don't know, to maybe the same area, but it will certainly be no closer. Mr. Bucher, am I accurate in that?
Well, how far would it be? I guess that is a concern out there. We had a couple cases of residents building garages, and it was close to the road.
This is not going to be closer to the road. It'll be further back than the existing home that we're going to raise or demolish.
Well, the existing home, yeah, okay. How far is the existing home from the road? I guess.
I don't know that I have a survey that dimensions that.
Do we have it on our map? Any reason I'm asking, they're concerned about when they walk and drive the vehicles, safety issues.
Hello, I'm Dan Bucher. I am the contractor. So you're talking about the existing structure that's to be demolished, or about the?
Yeah. How far is that?
120 feet to the center line at Edgewater Beach. 120 feet.
So you say your new resident won't be no closer than that?
The new one is. I don't have an exact scale, but I'm gonna guess it is 90 feet off of Edgewater Beach.
You're fine.
It's a deeper home.
Yeah, fine.
But so it's actually getting a little further from the lake.
Okay.
Trying to respect the neighbors, but it's a deeper home, so a little bit closer to Edgewater Beach.
Yeah. The resident was concerned about the safety issues, walking or driving. Some of the garages are, like your.
You should note there are no variances for the new home.
Yeah.
All of the variances have to do with the configuration of the lots or existing accessory structures.
Yeah.
But we're not seeking any variances for the new home.
Right. I understand that. Okay. So we're good. Thank you.
Cool.
Okay, with that, I'd like to approve case DV-2024-42. You're approved.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thanks for the quick response. Next case, DV-2024-43, Rock Sutton, location 808 Concord Street, Valparaiso, Liberty Township, zonings RR, rural residential, acreage is 0.67, request to allow an increase in maximum floor area for a proposed 18-foot by 20-foot steel frame carport. Case, sir.
That's it. I'm Rock Sutton, 808 Concord Road, Valparaiso. And I've taken down an 18-foot round swimming pool, and I also have a, I believe it's 12 by 12 tent awning type structure. This is for shade. My wife's on several different medications that she's not supposed to be in direct sunlight. and it's just for shade in the backyard. I've only got one neighbor that can see it, and she's fine with it. As far as the variance for the square footage, when I built my garage in '88 or '89, I built a 30 by 50 pole barn, and at that time there was no variance. I guess I just got a building permit and built it, and they came out and inspected it when I was done, but there was no variance or there was no size that I know of. I don't remember having to get a variance.
So it's changed in 2007.
Right. So that's and I got it this place here on the curve, going between here and 30 on the curve of portable buildings, and thinking it was a portable building, I wouldn't need a building permit, but I bought it from one place, and then a different company's going to be the ones that delivered it. And they said that I needed to check on a building permit, make sure I didn't need one. If I did, I found out I needed a variance. This whole process has been taking a lot longer than I thought it was going to do.
Okay. It's a public hearing.
What it was for is just for shade, a carport. And I did have to move it away from my septic for the health department. I had to move it all the way as far east as I could, and a little bit south, and shorten the size from 20 by 20 to 18 by 20 to get 10 feet from my septic. So,
Okay. It's a public hearing. Anybody want to speak in favor in this case? Seeing none, anybody want to speak against or any questions? Seeing none, I'm going to close up public hearing. Will this be mounted permanently in concrete? Or
no,
it's
just sitting on a dirt floor. I mean, just sitting on the ground.
Would be tied down? Just curious.
They've got some kind of anchor system that drills into the ground. They said it was like what they do for mobile homes.
Okay, that was my concern. A wind or any type of storm that
it's called
flow across.
Helix anchors.
Okay.
Whatever that is, I'm not sure. That's what it said on the paperwork.
Now that has to be inspected by the building department.
Yeah, if I can go out there.
Okay. It'd be used for just like
shade. Yeah.
Personal use. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've bought 3 or 4 of these awning things that that don't last but about a year, and we saw this, and I thought, well, that'd be more of a solid, permanent structure, but so that's what we're looking for, is just not have to keep replacing it every year.
Okay. How tall is it?
7 foot. 7 foot ceiling or sidewalls.
Yeah.
And the peak's not very steep.
Okay. All right. With that, I'd like to approve case DB-2024-43. You're approved.
Okay, thank you.
Good luck. Next case is DB-2024-44. Applicant Jacob Peabody, carrying Dave Stevens with Stevens Landscaping. Project is Warley Springs Farm Minor Subdivision. Location is 329 North, 375 West, Valparaiso, Union Township. Zoning is RR. Acreage is 13.58. Request to allow for a proposed 2-lot subdivision vary from the following. First, lot 1 and 2 to allow a proposed frontage. Next is lot 2 to allow existing accessory structure to remain in effect. Third is lot 2 to exceed the width to depth ratio of 1 to 4. Next, eliminate sidewalks. Next, eliminate street tree planting. And lastly, to allow more than 3 accessory structure on a parcel.
I'm David Tiemans from Tiemans Land Surveying, representing Thomas and Jacob Peabody, which are both here today. Thomas is the owner of this property. It's just under a 14-acre property on 375 West, south of 400 North. As you can see, a lot of it's wooded. It has a lot of relief on it. Basically, and there's a regulated drain in the back of the property. As you can see, based on the drawing, there's several structures on there. They're all in the back. What we're proposing to do is Jacob Peabody would like to build a house in the front, and Thomas is willing to give him some of that property in order to do so. However, they wanted to keep it as small as possible. We would be accessing the existing driveway, so we would not be asking for an additional road cut. And the driveway would just go into the existing. So we have an easement to cover the driveway as it would go through adjacent to lot 1. So as you can see in the back, there's several. There's four accessory structures, and the house is all the way in the back. Well, this is an existing condition, so that makes up a few of the variances that we're asking for to give legal stance to the existing conditions that are present on the site. The other ones are with respect to how the property's cut out. It's only 440 feet wide. R1 would require this to be 160. With minor subdivision, it bumps it up to 240, and we're asking the lot to be 200 wide. It is zoned rural residential, which theoretically the zoning allow for 160. It is going to be. He didn't want to give up the whole frontage, so there would be some frontage left that would be on lot 2, the 127.95 feet on the south, as well as the 112 feet on the north side, which is where the driveway is at. So the lot that we're creating is kind of right in the middle of the frontage of the property. So that creates, because the lot is 200 feet wide on lot 1, and the remaining part of lot 2 is also 127 and 12 separately, we request a variance for the lot frontage from 240 requirement. This also, with the lot configuration, it also exceeds the 1:4 depth to width ratio for lot 2. Again, I already spoke about all the accessory structures. Those are an existing condition, as well as the placement of all the accessory structures. And then lastly, this is part of a minor subdivision, so we're asking for, because there are no sidewalks within a quarter mile, we're asking for a variance on sidewalks in lot 1 and 2, as well as the minor subdivision requirement for street planning. I think that's all I have. If you have any questions for me or for Peabody's, they're here as well to address any other questions.
Okay, so public hearing. Anybody want to speak in favor of this case? In favor? Seeing none, anybody want to speak against or any questions on this case? Seeing none, I'm going to close the public hearing. The existing pole barn, that is what, over 100 feet, 180 feet off the road. Is that correct?
There's no pole barn.
But what?
On lot 2.
On lot 2. Is there one?
On lot 2, there's a barn, but it's 120 feet from the house.
I'm sorry, it's what?
It's 120 feet from the house.
Okay. Oh, you show barn. Okay, I see. Right here. They show barn 180 feet
Yeah, from the south property line.
off of South. So how far would that be off of 375? Hefty way. I mean,
It's
1,500, 16.
it's close. It's over 1,000 feet. Yeah,
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can't see it.
and it's
You
you can't see anything on here.
Can't see anything.
Yeah, it's all.
Yeah, even in winter.
There's a lot of relief too. So I mean, there's hills that go up 20 feet. It's all covered with trees in a lot of areas.
Yeah, I went out there and I don't want to walk.
Yeah,
But I couldn't see it. I knew it was back there. I couldn't see it. Yeah, so,
you can see it from the aerial, but you can't see it from the street.
no. All right. So your client's going to be on lot 1, I think.
Correct.
Yeah, lot 1.
So the new house would be on lot 1.
Yeah.
Would access the existing driveway that's currently on lot 2.
Okay. And then lot 2, the barns will be used for just personal storage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those structures have been there for decades.
Been there for,
Yeah.
they've been there for years.
You're right.
And being used just for personal storage. Okay.
Correct.
Chrissy?
No.
Looks good. Okay. I'd like to approve case DV-2024-44. You're approved.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Next case is DV-2024-45, Jason Berry, location 325 Old Swimming Road, Valparaiso, Texas Township. Zone is R&R, rural residential. Acreage is 1.95. Request to allow an increase in maximum height allowed from 20 to 24 feet, and an increase in maximum floor area for a proposed 30-foot by 80-foot accessory structure intended for personal storage.
Yeah, so we're looking to build a pole barn, and it's for personal.
You guys state your name and address.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jason Berry, 327 Old Suman Road.
Okay.
Okay, so we're looking to build a pole barn for personal use only. There's going to be 4 garage doors basically for all of our cars. So we're looking to tear down the existing garage and build a pole barn behind our house.
So you're going to remove your existing.
Yeah.
What's the size of that?
It's 24 by 30.
Okay.
The garage.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, so public hearing. Anybody want to speak in favor of this case? Anybody want to speak against or any questions? All right. See none, I close the public hearing. Okay. How far off the road are you? You're pretty far back.
Yeah, we're probably about 1,000 feet off the road.
Also base 800 or something like that.
Yeah.
You're way back.
Yeah, you can't see it from the road. So
I don't think your neighbors could even see that.
they can in the winter, but
Yeah.
that's iffy sometimes.
And they had no problems with it.
No.
Well, no one signed up. So.
Okay, cool.
So, and you use it for personal use only, right?
Yes.
Can be used for business.
No, none whatsoever.
Yeah. And why the height?
We plan to park a camper in there.
Okay.
In the winter, so.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see any negative impact whatsoever. You're way back. There's all wooded and.
Yeah.
I think you only have 2 neighbors back there.
Yeah, there's only 2 neighbors. Yeah.
Christy, any? No. Okay. I'd like to approve case DV-2024-45 with the understanding you sign document. You won't just use it for personal storage.
Yep. Sure, of course.
Okay.
Alrighty, thank you.
Approved.
All right.
Luck.
Okay.
Next case, DV-2024-46, applicant Jacob and Michelle. Is it Gutmain? Is it Gutmain or Gutmain? Gutwein. That's it. I said vein. Gutwein. You're right. Gutwein. German. Gutwein. Okay. Location 77 Larwick Circle, Valparaiso, Union Township. Zone is PUD, Planned Unit Development District. Acreage is 0.4. Request to allow a proposed in-ground pool to vary from the following. First is to allow a reduction in side yard setback. The code is 8 feet. You're requesting 6 feet. And second is to allow a reduction in rear yard setback. The code is 20 feet. Request is 4.3 feet. Okay,
Good afternoon. Jacob and Michelle Gutwein, 77 Larwick Circle, Valpo. We're looking to put an in-ground pool in. The reason that we selected the location and are needing the variance is this is the only spot in our yard that it will fit. We sent the letters out. We've been in touch with the HOA that actually owns the acreage there to the east. That's set up as an easement. Been in talks with them. They're completely fine with it as long as it meets, their standards for Aberdeen. To the south is a house. We're also looking there. They got a letter. We talked to them. They're fine with it. There's actually, since that picture was taken, there's a row of trees that have been planted in between the 2 properties that will block the view of them. And again, when we had a talk with them, they had no issue with it either.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay, it's a public hearing. Anybody want to speak in favor? Seeing none. Anybody want to speak against or have any questions? Seeing none. I see no one signed in, so and no letters.
That's good.
I understand you have to remove part of your deck.
That's correct. We will have to move part of the deck. Yeah, in order to fit it. It's tight back there.
It's gonna be tight,
Yeah, it is going to
but I'm sure it's gonna be worthwhile.
Yeah, that's the hope.
Did talk to the homeowners association about putting the pool in there on board.
Yeah, so
Call in and
to ask about that.
No.
Okay. Yeah, so I've been emailing the HOA back and forth. They're waiting on set plans of how we're going to finish the patio and such. But they said as long as it meets the covenants, which it will, they're fine with it.
Yeah, because this does not supersede, your homework.
Yeah, I understand.
Here, if you're home,
Correct. No, we understand.
Okay.
We understand there's multiple steps here. Like I said, we've already been in email contact with them back and forth.
okay,
They've been, more than good to work with. So I don't see any issues there.
and there's that golf course behind your property.
Yeah, so there's the easement in between and then the golf course back there. So we really only have one neighbor that could see it at all. And like I said, there's a row of trees in between.
And they're good with it.
They're good with it. Yes, sir. As a matter of fact, they said they would write a letter for us if they wanted us to, or if we wanted them to. So
Okay, with that, I'd like to approve case DV-2024-46. You're approved. Good luck.
thank you guys.
Next case is DV-2024-48. Applicant Joshua Elizabeth Blackman, care of Dan Booker. Location is 1310 South 600 East, Counts, Indiana, Pleasant Township. Zone is A1. Acreage is 49.35. Request to allow existing structure to remain on a parcel to be used accessory structure for personal storage. Proposed single-family dwelling to be built behind the existing structures.
Correct. So I'm Dan Booker. I'm the contractor.
Address?
I'm at 162 East Arabian Court in Valparaiso.
Okay.
I'm here on behalf of the homeowner who's over my left shoulder, Josh Lockman. So him and his wife own this 49-acre piece. The GIS is slightly out of date here. So this is the old Baptist Children's Home property, and about as far south and east as you can go and still be in Porter County. So you can see at one point when this photo was taken, there was the actual children's home that housed multiple orphans, and then several structures back closer to the woods. What remains there today is one small brick structure. It's about 25 by 31 feet. The new home kind of will be in the little pocket of the woods there, sort of to the left of the dirt bike track that you're seeing. Even though the home is going to face southwest, technically the existing structure that we're hoping to keep is, even though it's behind the home, it's between the home and both County Road 600 East and 1300 South. So I think by the letter of the law, it's in the front yard, even though it's behind the home, if that makes sense. So the goal at the end of the day is to keep that existing structure and use it for personal storage after the new home is finished.
is there two structures or one that you want to keep?
There's an old, what's called a pump house. I don't think, as far as the county was concerned, it was even worth seeking a variance for. It's small and insignificant. So as far as I know, the variance is just for the old.
For both of them, because they're both accessory structures.
Okay, then I guess it would be to keep both of them. Yes.
Keep both of them. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
So the main one, is 410 feet off of County Road 1300. The second smaller one is 500 feet. And then off of County Road 600 East, there are 238 feet and 276 feet.
This one's gone.
There's only those two structures on there, right?
Yes. On the aerial here, you're seeing more, but all that remains today are those.
A pictometry, please. zoom in where those structures are, please? Those two structures.
So
Creek pad,
really has three.
3.
We have that A-frame structure on the north side of the property.
From here.
Yeah, right here. It's like here.
Front.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. So all 3 of them now?
Josh, is that pole barn on your property on the northwest corner?
There's 4. Actually, there's 4. I guess that one's an A-frame, open A-frame type shed or structure. It looks like it had utilities possible in it. Is that
You're asking about the shed?
An address for the record.
Yes, Josh Lockman, my wife and I own the land, and the address is 1310 South, 600 East.
the question is how many structures do you have now? I count 4.
There's 3.
Okay, where's the 3 then?
There's the shed.
Here?
Yeah, that's like a shed, pole barn, and then those are the only 3.
Well, and then there's one north of the house here.
There's only 3 buildings on the property.
Build
Is
a
that-
new house there.
It's still
That
there.
A-frame.
Okay, that A-frame.
That's what they're proposing to build.
We want to build a.
No, there's something here.
Zoom out.
No, that's electrical panels.
What is it?
Just electrical panels for the property.
Okay. Is that stain?
Is it stain?
You know, it's,
Probably like to take it off, but it's.
it looks like the structure from the road. I mean, I pull it in.
I think it's just 2 treated 4x4s with like.
Yeah, I just see the roof on it. You know, so
Yeah, there's a small roof covering,
there's a roof on it. Yeah.
a couple boxes.
I think we have to consider that as some type.
Oh.
I would think.
There's no walls on it or anything.
Okay. Anyway, thank you. It's a public hearing, so I have to go back to the public hearing. Anybody want to speak in favor in this case? Yes, sir. Would like to come up and state your name and address, please. Right there, sir. Microphone.
Hi. I have a hard time standing.
Oh, that's right. Sit down. Yeah, state your name and address here.
John Dutlinger, 1327 South, 500 East. I own the property to the west and to the south.
Okay.
As basic premise, I have no objection to it. Just a little bit of clarification, I guess, maybe. The little panel you're talking about in the roof, it's panels with electrical boxes, and it's just a small roof put over it,
yeah,
simply to protect it from the weather, which is fairly common. Obviously, I was surprised to see that it was still zoned A1 because of the children's home that was there in the 60s and 70s and 80s. I had always assumed, and you know what happens, you assume that it had been zoned differently many, many, many years ago. Again, I was mistaken, obviously, but I always thought it was different. Not that that matters. From what it used to be, there's virtually nothing. There's very little left from what it used to be. I mean, there used to be 40 people living in that property, and so a new single-family house is nothing compared to what used to be there. I'm curious about the small, what is called the small building. I was under the impression, just simply from activity I've seen, that it's currently being used as a residence. And again, I'm mistaken on that, but I believe it currently is and has for 40, 50 years been used as a residence, single-family residence. What he's calling the 20 by 30 or something building, brick building, I think is currently still being used as a residence. So just something to keep in mind. But I mean, in the Bay Area, you see all the little buildings. I was curious they hadn't said anything about the metal pole barn up in the top corner, and you've seen that and you're dealing with that. So that's right. But again, I just simply say I have no basic objection to it. That's,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for your comments. Okay. Anybody else like to speak? Seeing none, anybody want to speak against or any questions on this case? Seeing none, I'm going to close it. You want any response to him? Or?
Just that the one small building is being used as a residence currently.
It's being used for what?
As a residence.
Okay. You're living in it now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is that the one you're going to turn into storage? Is that what you're...
Yes, that was going to be used for storage after we built the other house.
Okay. How are you going to do that, I guess? I guess I'm concerned. It sounds like we're going to have two houses on the same parcel when we're finished.
We're just going to use it for storage. What's your question?
I mean, it doesn't look like storage. It's going to be a house. It's going to be normally a storage. Are you going to gut it? It's going to be a pole barn or
We're
going to go forward with two primary structures. Why didn't you want to do an administrative subdivision to subdivide it off?
Yeah, that's an option. We could do.
Yeah, that's an option.
I think the intent was because there's only going to be one family living on the whole 49 acres, and it was a simpler process just to use it as, or just to call it what is going to be an accessory structure for storage. It would have a bathroom in it.
Well, you could call it that, but it's a residence. It's a house. I mean, how many bedrooms do you have in that? And how many bathrooms?
one bedroom, one bathroom.
Okay, so how many square feet is it?
It's about 800 or 800.
Minimum Porter County, I think it's 800. Yeah, see, it's a residence.
I think it's
31 by 25, so 7.
If you're going to gut it, if you're going to take all the interior walls out and the bathrooms and all that, okay, it's a storage. But if you're going to keep it intact, it's a residence. It's a house. And either you have to subdivide it, okay, or demo. I mean, or gut it. Yes, sir.
They appeared before the DRC meeting. Subsequently, we had conversations. My understanding was it's changed. You're going to turn that, and maybe gutting is the thing, but you're going to turn that into storage.
That was the understanding. Now, I don't know if we got into the specifics of how much.
Right now, it's a residence. We need to figure out how we're going to do that.
Yeah.
So, what I was thinking the condition would be until they build their house upon before getting occupancy, turn it over. If that's a condition.
Well, yeah, that'd be fine. Just as long as it's not a house. It can't be a house where you get finished. It has to be
Understood.
either gutted or removed or subdivided. That's your options. Yeah, when I say gutted, it should be a plain building. The interior walls are removed, the bathrooms removed.
if we one idea we had for it was to use it as like a honey house. I want to keep bees on the property and then use it to process honey and have water to clean tools and stuff. But
Or you could go for use variance to allow two primary structures on one parcel.
Right? That's another option. You could do that. As for
Even if you're using it for honeybees, it's still a primary structure, unless you do some kind of work to it.
well, see, just from your comments there, you're going to use it as a residence in a way. If you're going to leave it for even hunting, and you got bathroom, you got running water, it's a residence. So you got options. So I guess you got to tell me what you want, so I can make a decision. If you're going to gut it, and it's just a plain building for storage, I can request it. Not a problem. If you're going to keep it intact, that's another problem. We have to go a different direction.
okay.
Or remove it.
Yeah. I'm not sure on that.
All right, I could continue this case to
Would it be possible to act under the assumption that it's getting gutted so we can get going on the new house.
Not
And if
assumption.
that,
Not assumption. Got to be for sure. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to rush you into a decision. But once I make a decision here, it's going to have to be gutted, or you have to come back for another hearing.
We
To
can
reverse it.
Our next meeting is going to be September 3rd.
And that way you
Want
can
to continue
yeah.
to give some time to think about it.
think about it. That's your options.
You got other structures here too. I mean,
Yeah, you really got four. You really got four structures. Even though that one's a panel, it's a structure. The way I see it, I have to ask Mike to look into it and see what he thinks. But I think it's a structure. It has a roof on it, like a shed. I call it a shed. But so you have to ask for a variance for that if you're going to keep it.
For which one? The one with the electrical panels.
Yeah. Yeah, once you have some time, I don't want to rush you into this at all. I mean, it's very unusual to ask for keeping a house and use it for storage. It's still with the bedroom and bathroom and so on. So, want me to continue this so you can think about it?
I think so. I talked to my wife about it.
Okay, that's fine. Is your wife here?
No, she's not here today.
Maybe move it to the end of the meeting, but it's okay.
that's the 3rd.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a motion to continue case DV-2024-48 to next meeting. You're continued. It gives you some time.
Okay.
Think about what you're gonna do. So. Okay.
Right.
Steve?
Thank you.
Yeah. Next case is DV-2024-50. Applicant Union Township School Corporation. Matt Kaiser. Kara Matt Kaiser with Ebermarch Consultant Incorporated. Project is Wheeler High School Athletic Plan. Location is 599 West 300 North, Valparaiso in Union Township. Zone is IN. Institutional District. Acreage is 103 acreage. We allow construction of 3 ball fields, each with 2 dugouts, 2 bullpens, a press box, bleacher, concessions, and bathroom buildings, ticket booth, batting cages, and a new parking lot to vary from the following. First, is to allow accessory structure to be placed between the primary structure, the school, and County Road 625 West right away. Second, is to allow more than 2 enclosed accessory structure on the school's campus property.
Hi, my name is Matt Wegman with Abenmarsh at 17 North Washington Street, Valparaiso. I'm here on behalf of the petitioner, Union Township School Corporation at 587 West 300 North, Valparaiso, Indiana. Wheeler High School is planning on renovations to their baseball and softball fields. They're building 2 new softball fields and a multi-use baseball field. And we are seeking a variance to allow accessory structures in the front yard of Wheeler High School in 625 West. The accessory structures will be servicing those ball fields, dugouts, press boxes, and concessions and bathrooms. The main reason for the variance is the Wheeler fronts two roads, County Road 300 and 625. The main frontage being County Road 300. But these structures will be sitting between County Road 625 and the Wheeler School. So we would be seeking a variance to allow those structures to be in that front yard. And the closest structure of these accessory structures will be 590 feet from County Road 625's right of way. And then the second variance we are seeking would be to allow for more than 2 enclosed accessory structures, simply just to service the ball field, so we can have the dugouts, the press boxes, and the concessions. And there's also ticketing booths for the football field, and a new concession for the football field as well, which would fall under the second variance only.
Okay, that's it.
That's it.
Well, thank you. It's a public hearing. Anybody want to speak in favor? We have several people signed it on this case. Anybody want to speak in favor? Anybody have any questions or want to speak against? Yes, sir. You want to state your name? Yes, sir, right there. There's the speaker. State your name and address, please.
Mark Smith, 311 North,
Got it.
625 West.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. The property what they're talking about is north of me.
Okay.
My question is that what are you going to do about the water runoff, draining? That field floods. It stays flooded for at least 3 or 4 weeks. When there's flood, the drainage is very poor. It drains to the west. There's one drainage tile that's partly collapsed and it don't drain correct. The farmer couldn't farm it ahead of time, and that's water runoff. And currently, they're already putting dirt up against my property. And they're already dredging or the whole field. There's 70 acres there. So my question is, what about the water drainage? Where's it going to go to? And I heard that they were going to put a parking lot in right next to would be close to my house. So that's one question. Another question is the future of the lights. How many lights are going to be on all the time in my yard? Currently, it's dark. You know, they put a school bus property down there, okay, and they got lights, all that stuff. So now it's going to be on all the time. It's going to be in my windows. It's going to be in my area, neighborhood. So the water drainage is run. Currently, I have no water in my basement. None. And I do get the sump pump will fill up the pit when we get a 3 or 4 inch rain. And that field will stay flooded for a long time.
Okay.
And all the parking lot, all the water runoff, where's this water going to go to?
Okay.
And that's what I don't see no proposals. I don't see.
Okay, he will, after he gets all the questions from everybody, he will respond.
Awesome.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Matt Wigman,
Oh, that's me. Sorry.
oh, you signed in as, oh,
Yeah, got a little confused.
okay, no problem. Okay. Karen, yeah. State your name and address, please.
Karen Mills, 338 North, 625 West. Mr. Smith, I also am with him the light pollution. I am directly across from the bus garage, which does have on 24-hour lighting. So my front yard and into my living room, it's always lit. So I want to know which way are the lights going to direct, how much light pollution is going to come from that, not only from the lights to light the field, but for the scoreboards as well. Because if each one has a press box, you're going to have a separate scoreboard for each field and all of that, which makes sense. So I do want to know about the light pollution and if it'll be 24-hour lighting, noise pollution, the length of construction. They moved in heavy equipment last month. They already have the silt fences set up. They also have a temporary chain link fence set up directly from the south drive for the new bus garage all the way, which I'm assuming is your property. They have all that fencing all the way down. They have moved a bunch of earth already. So if the variance hasn't been given, one, why are they moving earth? I'm kind of curious about that. They have 3 temporary offices set up with the construction company's name prominently displayed. Traffic. So for the parking lot entrance, I didn't know the parking lot was going to be. Where's the parking lot entrance? How are they going to mitigate traffic? And if they're building 3 fields, because of the student population, both of my children went there, they're graduating. It is a very small school. So for 3 fields, then are neighboring districts also going to be utilizing this and or Little League, which then really creates a much longer season than what typically baseball or softball might be. And it was, I thought for many years that field was going to be set up for school construction. So this also concerns me about my property value, because if you're putting in rather facilities rather than an actual educational school building, how does that affect my property value as a homeowner? And if you are increasing that amount of traffic, does the school corporation hold any liability if there's any damages to my property because of people, whatever? How does does the school hold any liability to any damage done to my property from, you know, visiting schools for a game or things like that? I'm all for sports. Kids were very active in sports. I was very active in sports. But this is a massive sports complex for a very small school system. So where does that balance come in? So
All right,
yeah,
thank you.
a lot, but
All right, thanks for your questions. Okay, thank you. Okay, I think Deborah Rowland is that? Yes, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Deborah Rowland. I'm at 609 West 300 North. I have a lot of the same concerns as Karen. I'm a relatively new homeowner to this neighborhood. I bought it because I liked the area, the facilities. You know, it was quiet. It's not going to be so quiet now. And I'm not either for or against. I am somewhat irritated at the fact that they've started the process before they've got the variance. Now I understand you can move dirt, you can pull down trees without a variance, but you don't put a fence around that much property and bring all this equipment in if you don't know you're going to get the variance. So that's kind of a sore subject with me. And then to get this letter last week, as I was on vacation, and it's not even dated, that they sent out, and then it's a hearing in the middle of the afternoon where, you know, people work. So you have a select member of the community. It's kind of not very nice. Not really on the up and up, in my opinion. So that's the problem I have with the process. So, like I said, I'm not really for or against it. I would have liked to have seen from the school some kind of drawing that says, hey, this is what we're going to do. What do you think? And then the community say, yeah, I understand it. I understand having a baseball diamond, a place for the kids to be and play, and I get that. But 3 of them, I'm with Karen, it's kind of excessive. It's not a very big school. You've got a junior high and high school slammed into one school. So I don't understand the whole reasoning for that much unless they're thinking they're going to rent it out to biddy baseball or this or that. And, you know, I don't know. I would have liked more transparency from the school.
Only thing I can respond on my side of it, the letter, you could have come to office and we had, you know, all the information to print. Yeah,
I understand that. If you knew this was going on.
Yeah.
If you didn't know this was going on, you would not know to come here to look at the letter. You know, most people aren't going to know the county every week to see what's going on.
Yeah, but did you receive notification? You received notification, correct?
No, this is the first thing I got.
Okay.
That's notification.
That's notification.
Well, I got it. Yeah. I got it just last Saturday.
And a sign was posted up at the school, and it was advertised in the newspaper.
Yeah.
So we advertised within 500 feet of the school to all those homeowners.
Well,
so
like state statute requires us.
Well,
yeah, we do notify. That's my point.
Okay. Well,
okay.
It still would have been better for the school to notify.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you for comments. Okay, James. Is it Tally or Val? Okay, James. Right here, sir.
Right here. My name's James Talley. I live at 624 West, 300 North. My biggest concern is the drainage, just like Mark was talking about. I live at the lowest point of the whole area. My pond is flooding ever since the power company come through, put in utility lines, and crushed the culvert. We can't get the power company fix it. Porter County said it's not their problem. I don't know what to do. Okay, it's floods every time it rains now. It used to maintain all the time. Now we're going to have a parking lot, ball fields, everything put in. Am I getting more of this water now? It just don't make sense. Okay,
James, which drain is that?
It comes out of the pond that's partly on my property. Jason I don't know Jason's last name or Greg's last name, but the three of us kind of own the pond. And there is runoff from the schools that come through clay tiles, okay, the elementary school.
Okay.
There's at least 3 clay tile drains that come in that run constant, okay? And there's a drain off on the west side of it that goes over into Connie Clinton's property, and that's where they messed up this drain. And ever since, we've had flooding issues. Now I'm going to end up with probably more flooding issues if they don't do good drainage over here at the high school.
Okay, I understand.
Okay,
Thank you.
that's my concern. I actually don't have a problem with the ball fields or anything like that.
Okay.
I'm just concerned about the flooding.
I understand.
And
Thank
I'd sure like some help getting it fixed.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else like to speak? Speak? Yes, sir. Come up. You guys come up, state your name and address.
Michael Steggy, 611 West, 300 North. I have all the same complaints that you heard and questions. My one other question that really wasn't commented that I got to ask that I'm going to add on to Deb's. They already have baseball fields. There's 3 on the east side of the school. How many baseball fields do we need? Or are those coming down? Or what is the complications of having so many baseball fields plus the roads coming out? The next thing, with the drainage, are they putting in a retention pond, or where is all this water going? Or is it coming back into our yards, or what? I don't know. It's always wet down there, probably 6 months out of the year. It's constantly wet when you walk back there or so on.
Okay.
That's pretty much all I want to do is add on to it.
Okay. He will respond afterwards. Thank you. No. Sir, you had a... No? Okay. All right. You want to state again? Yeah. You raised your hand.
I do.
Okay. Is it a new item or same
I
item?
would like more in depth about the water drainage.
We're going to discuss that.
This is
Okay.
Awesome.
You have another chance to speak. Oh, fair enough. Okay. Anybody else want to speak, either for or against? Or... Yes, sir.
My name is Mark Sadowski. I live 615 West 300 North. All I'm going to say is I'm against the construction, mainly because the water runoff, there's going to be air pollution, and like was mentioned, about with the lighting. That's all I say. I'm against construction. So, and they have already got the ball fields. What do they need extra ones for? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, seeing none, I'm going to turn it back over to you, sir. Matt, can you respond to those concerns?
Okay, I'll start with the drainage. We have a comprehensive drainage plan that we are working through with Porter County right now as we speak. We have 3 interconnected detention basins that ultimately dump into the existing pond to the north. We are directing all the water north through a series of swales, conveyance pipes, and other means. And all 3 of the turf ball fields have a series of perimeter drains and perforated pipe drains to drain those fields. And work has been done. The school is obviously aware that that field floods, and they don't want their ball fields to flood anymore, or those fields to flood anymore. So we've done work to direct that water that sits west of 625. We've been to direct it north and get it out of there and move it into our drainage facilities and ultimately to that northern pond. And then as for the lights, we have put together a lighting plan that shows that no lumens leave our site for the ball fields and the parking lot lighting. The lights for the field on the field that's closest to 625. The bulk of those lights face away from 625 to the sports lighting, just to not negatively affect the neighbors. And I can't really speak on the early construction. That's not really something I have the information on why that happens. And then as far as it goes for why do we need new ball fields, I mean, if you've lived in Union Township, you know that this referendum for these sports fields was passed. I'm not sure exactly when, but it was passed to get these new sports renovations. And these ball fields. When's the last time Union Township the school corporation was able to do improvements like this? These are supposed to last them for a very long time, like upwards of 30 years. Like they don't get the opportunities to make these types of improvements all the time. And as for other sports teams using these fields are designed to be used by people, the school, Union Township, and also the people of Union Township. As you know, Union Township doesn't have its own parks department, so a lot of the extracurricular recreational sports happen here at the school. So I'll be able to utilize these fields for those things, as well as the old existing ball fields to be able to be continued to use for those types of things. So with that said, that's why the new ball fields is to plan for the future and make sure they have the space for everything. I think that's all I got.
Value of property.
Oh yeah. So I mean, I don't see how the new pretty ball fields will negatively affect the property values of the surrounding homes, especially if the lumens aren't leaving the site. I think new sports facilities will attract people to the area, like especially if their kids are into baseball. So I think that would be a benefit to property values more than a hindrance.
Okay. You mentioned something about a drainage pond. You have a drainage pond.
Yeah, we have 3 of them actually. Yeah, there's one south of the baseball parking, one to the east of the varsity baseball field, and then a monstrous one that is to the north and east of the new proposed road, just south of the existing pond.
Okay. Do you know how much improvement that would make on the drainage leaving the property? Are you in position to say that?
I not off the top of my head. I know our release rate into that pond is under 9 CF or under the allowable release rate, not even hitting it. So it's in the calculations. I know that the improvements have actually lowered the runoff rate of the site. I don't know the exact figures offhand, but the existing runoff rate into the pond is greater than what we are calculating to be discharged in the proposed.
You should make improvement. It should be less runoff than prior to the construction.
Yes, that is correct.
Mike?
If you could describe for people in the audience, are you putting in more ponds that don't exist now? Are you capturing water that wasn't captured before?
Yes, that is.
Are you shedding the water off the property?
Well, we're actually trying to maintain how the water flows in its current state, which it doesn't flow very fast or hardly at all on the western portion of the site. So to get that water moving a bit more, we'll be putting in or doing earthwork to generate or to push that water north away from the new proposed road and into our stormwater conveyance systems. We have a ton of different pipes that are collecting the water from the parking lot, the new parking lots, the new ball fields, and the new roadways, and also pipes that are collecting water from the ponding fields. We have specific pipes that run to, so you can see on the aerial that wet spot right south of the bus barn. We've got a pipe that we have put out there specifically for that side of the field, just to make sure that we can get that water to the north and get that out of the low lying areas in that field and to that northern pond.
Okay. Sir, you want to come up? You had another question? Come up to me.
Hey, I have just a couple more comments.
Okay. Well,
address your comments to the board.
To us here. Okay.
Concerned about the water and the light and pollution. There ought to be some kind of control on those lights, where they turn them on and off, as needed. Awesome.
Yeah.
Not on all the time, right? I mean, there got to be some kind of
Okay.
a variance on that. But the water needs to be addressed. And that field, that 70 acres, its natural drainage goes to 625. And there's a culvert there that goes across out to Deep River. And that culvert is blocked. And that's why it drains so poor. The farmer couldn't farm it. It's labor, but they've never addressed. There needs to be some kind of a retention pond there to address that, because now they're trying to move it north, which is a long ways. It ain't. You're talking, I don't know how many thousands of feet.
Okay.
There is, but it just don't drain. And my question is that how can they already be doing the work without the variance? They're already moving dirt. They already got dirt 4 and 5 feet high just north of me. And I'm talking probably 1,000 feet at least. But they're already out there working.
Okay, we will answer those questions. Okay, thank you. Okay.
That was my
All right. Anybody else have any new questions? Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, Karen. Come on. Get state your name and address again. Thank you.
Karen Mills, 338 North, 625 West. So the parking lot entrance, will it be southern, closer to Mr. Smith's home? Is that where the proposed parking lot entrance would be? Would or towards the curve going up into 625 West? Because that's a sharp 90-degree curve. And if the entrance is near his home, that's a really dangerous entrance to have a lot of traffic coming in and out. So where would the proposed entrance to get to the parking lot for the fields be? In reference to, in reference to where that is. And so here's the school. School's here. Yep. So when you come up, this is a sharp 90-degree curve. His home.
Let Rick come over here so he can see what you're addressing here.
So this is a 90-degree curve.
Mm-hmm.
Right here.
Mm-hmm.
His home is right here. So if they're proposing the parking lot right here with the entrance this close to his home, and this is on a hill.
Parking lot's going to be over here.
Is this where?
Yeah.
So the parking lot for the fields will be here rather than here.
Yeah, no,
you're
they're not
fine.
going to be there.
Okay, so are they utilizing the bus garage entrance?
Oh, no, you were
as part of the entrance to get to the parking lot. So that would be directly across from the
Yeah. Answer questions and then respond all at one time.
Okay, so that there was that one, and then you said most of the lights and most of the lumens will be directed towards the field. So my question then is, what is the percentage? Because most doesn't mean all. And then, like you said, if it'll be the 24-hour lighting like the bus garage. So you didn't state yes or no.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay. Okay.
There's two.
I see it. Yeah. Okay.
Michael Steggy, 611 West, 300 North. I think he stated 3 retention ponds. The one was the new one by the bus barn. The other 2 that I know he's talking about is already at full capacity all the time with the slow drainage going to those. And far northeast corner of the school property turned into marsh land from both those ponds overfilling that way. So I'm not sure how they expect those 2 ponds to take any more water than they already are. You'll get backlash where the railroad tracks are, and then it comes back into where they're actually digging now, which again, I'm not sure how that's feasible. This wasn't approved yet, but I'm still concerned about if that one retention pond, how that's supposed to accommodate that whole 70 plus acres. Because the other 2 retention ponds, I don't see it. It's constantly overfilling back to the northeast corner, and all that wooded area is completely marsh from those 2 ponds draining back.
Thank you.
Code. If they can't meet our code, they have to come back in front of the board. You guys will be notified again. So right now, they're still going through construction and drainage. Our drainage in our department. If you had went to our department, we need to know about it. If this is new stuff, you need to file a drainage complaint so we're aware of it. So they don't meet our runoff. can't move forward with this project. And they're still in the middle of trying to reach our code. So.
Yeah, Mike.
Just one added thing. They say they're moving the earth. I just wanted to let them know they're doing that at risk. And the only thing they can do is clearing of the land, what we call mass grading, no final grading, nothing.
Yeah.
They've been put on notice from that, so they're
Okay.
Can you explain a little bit more what you mean by that?
Well, we'll have you come to the office because we're in the middle of a meeting. We gotta get past this meeting.
Okay.
All right.
1 second. You got a lady up here.
Deborah Rowland, 609 West, 300 North. I understand how you're making it so the fields can drain. The parking lots also need to drain.
It's all.
Well, I'm just making sure that is swaled toward this direction too, and not toward us. And the other thing is, he says it's for the community. Well, there's not that many big baseball teams in this community. It can't be because it's very small school system. So once again, that seems to be a lot of baseball for a small amount of people. And I wasn't here, didn't have this home when your referendum went through. So I don't know what all was passed and what wasn't. So I'm like I said, it just seems to be a lot, and the water is a main issue.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sir, you have another question? You have to come up here and state it. A new question, please.
If it has to do with drainage, you can
We're
meet
aware
with
of drainage.
Mike Jabo after the meeting and address your concerns and your history on the property.
Our new guidelines, they have to improve drainage. It's going to be less runoff prior to construction. Okay, a lot less. Now, they have to design that system, and our engineers approve it. And where do you stand with that plan right now?
We've submitted it twice, gotten comments back. We got comments back yesterday, pretty minimal ones. So we should be resubmitting again tomorrow. And I believe that should be
okay.
Go for final.
How much detail? There's a lot of detail, a lot of engineering, a lot of planning.
If you want the drainage report, I can print it for you. It's 700 pages. But okay, so to answer the new questions, the lighting will not be on 24 hours. The lighting will only be on, especially the sports lighting. I mean, God knows how much power that uses. That'll only be on during games, and I'm not entirely well versed with the school and how late their games go, but I would assume they can't go into the night, obviously. So, and then also with any of the other lights on site, all those lights, the lumens from the parking lot lights and any other lights associated with buildings, those lumens stay on Wheeler's site and do not leave. And for the entrances, I think you clarified that with the picture. But yes, there will be a new entrance to 625 just north or on the very southernmost portion of their property to the west, and then also tying into the bus barn as well. And then as for drainage, there will be 3 new, not existing, brand new detention basins. And we're not utilizing the storage of the bus barn detention basin. We're not touching that. We are doing 3 new ones and pipes that go all throughout the farm fields and the parking lots and captures all the runoff for the site to get it away from 625 and to the northeast.
Okay, let me stop you there. So, when you finish your project, you're going to have 6 retention ponds, 5 or 6.
I think so. We would have there's the existing detention pond for the bus barn that was designed for that project and that project alone, and then there was a detention pond designed for the addition to the field house as well, which we will not be touching, and then there will be 3 for our project alone, and that's going to service our project.
So you have 5
total detention basins, and then the 1 retention pond, which is the one that holds water in the north.
Right. Okay. No. Okay. Any other new questions? Okay, I'm going to close the public hearing. Okay. Mike, you got any input in the drainage on this?
As it said, it's currently under review. They are close.
Yeah.
Goal is they're supposed to dump off less water than it is today.
Yeah. Everybody understand that? It will be less drainage prior to construction. That's the requirement. That's the guidelines. And how many times you went back now? This is going to be third.
This will be the third. Yep.
Okay, so you understand how our engineers require that runoff no matter what. If they see an issue with design or whatever, they're required to change that. That's where they're at right now. Now, according to that culvert, that's plugged. You said.
I'm saying
we will address that. If you could, after the meeting, talk to staff here. We want to know exactly which culvert you're talking about. You say it's collapsed. Is that what you're saying?
it's field tile that runs through the property and it goes into the ditch in the back. Eventually goes to the river. That's where the water runs off to.
Okay.
That's
okay.
The drainage for that whole area and what it is.
Okay. Is it safe to say we can look at that? Okay. So if you could stay after the meeting, give us an exact location, and we will address that.
We all live there.
Okay. We'll address that. Okay. Apparently it's a concern. The issue. I understand. Okay.
Because the field was the storage for the water.
Okay. All right. Okay. Hey, Chris. Okay. Okay. With that, now he's not liable for that drain. That's a county drain. So we all understand it.
Just as it crosses the road,
just
close to the time. That's something we can talk about.
Okay. All right. So I want to make sure that's clear. Okay. With that, I'd like to approve case DV-2024. Yes, 5-0. You're approved.
Thank you.
Okay. And that was the last. Any new items?
No.
Make a motion. Meeting's closed. Okay.
Where are we? All right. Okay. Yeah. So that's me right. That's me and my husband, or I should say my husband and I, with proper grammar.